What's up, guys? In this video we're going to take a look at how to play the Chigorin Defense against the Ruy Lopez as requested by one of my subscribers. Sorry for being super late on this, but before we get into that, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more great opening videos. So the Chigorin Defense is mainly categorized with this idea of knight a5 followed by b5 c5, which we'll see. First we're going to look at a couple sidelines, but then we'll get into it. So we're going to start with bishop e7. So it looks kind of passive, but as an Italian player, bishop e7 is actually really annoying. You get no tempos against this bishop. It's very solid, but also black can strike back with his pawns. So here we're going to first look at if he tries to be greedy and take this pawn. So here if knight takes e5, knight takes e4, rook e1, and now we have this move queen d4 hitting f2 and the knight on e5. Here white has to go knight d3, and then black has a very comfortable position, the bishop pair, more space, and here black is doing completely fine. So instead of knight takes e5, so take, here we're going to look at if rook e1. So here we're going to go bishop g4, and if white tries to get greedy, so h3, bishop h5, and g4, we can go ahead and sack the piece here. And computer really likes this position after queen c8. So you have a great attack, and as you can see, white is super undeveloped and his king is super open. So that's what we're going to do if they try to take on c6. So instead of that, if they go c3, we're going to go ahead and take that pawn. So the good thing about the bishop on e7 is it's going to defend black against anything on the e file, whereas when the bishop's on c5, take on e5 is always gonna very dangerous because it's a discovered check or has other threats associated with an open king. So here rook e1, knight c5, take on c6, pawn takes. If knight takes e5, we have a very important move here, knight d3. If we don't play knight d3, then white is actually better here. So here take, and now it's going to be a problem getting these pieces out for white, and black has the bishop pair. So here black is going to be slightly better, something like this. We can go bishop f5. Basically all you have to do is castle, maybe trade queens, and then you have a very comfortable position, easy to play, and better for black. So that's what we're going to do if they play c3, letting us take. So with rook e1, this is going to get more into those Chigorin lines that you might be accustomed to. So here b5, bishop b3, and now we go d6. So here if they go d4, we have this tactic, knight takes d4, knight takes, pawn takes, and they can't take here because we have c5, c4, trapping the bishop and winning a piece. So here, for example, instead if they go a4, you just go bishop b7, and black is super comfortable here, up a pawn, and this queenside push is going to be very effective. So that's what we do if d4. So now instead if c3, here we're going to go castle. So here if they go d4, what I like to do is go bishop g4, attack the center, bishop h5, trying to come back here, take this pawn. Remember, we can't take here now because he has ideas like bishop d5. We don't want to lose a piece. So here bishop h5, h3, and now take, and just play against this hanging center. I don't like going knight a5 in these lines because here if we go into this, they can just trade queens. If you like these kind of positions, I think it is still slightly better. We have the 3-on-2 outside pass pawn over here, but I like to just maneuver a little bit more in the middle game. That way the better player can at least have some checkmating chances or something like that. So you decide whether you want to go c5 in these positions. So instead, if they go h3 stopping it, then we have the green light. Knight a5, bishop c2, and here c5. So most of the time they're going to go d4. We're going to go queen c7. The important thing to remember here is go bishop d7, not bishop b7. There's a lot of lines where d5 is really annoying because now the knight can't retreat to b7, so we're going to have to waste the tempo and go back to avoid getting our knight trapped. So here, same thing if he goes d3, we go queen c7, knight d2, bring this back, and now we play maybe a little bit different. We're going to go bishop e6, rook d8, and try to push d5. As you can see, this bishop helps defend, and these pawns pushed on the queen side will give you a lot of space and make it very easy to play for black. So that's kind of the main stuff that you're going to see, and generally when you play it, that's what you'll see more of. So lastly, we're going to look at if early d4. So here we can take. If e5, we go knight e4. Very often we're going to use this idea, knight c5, hitting the bishop and also fortifying stuff. So here knight c5, here take, knight takes, and now castle. And here after knight c3, where they're just trying to develop, we have this interesting idea, f5. To the en passant, we can play bishop takes, and this is going to help open up, and we're going to be happy with the bishop pair. Especially the dark square is going to look pretty good for us, and maybe some stuff on f2. So probably he won't take. You'll see more f4. So here we're going to go knight e6 and kind of just try to trade off. Take, bishop e6. And though he has this protected pass pawn over here, these bishops are very cozy under it. There's no really way to move them and for white to advance this. And then we can start pushing our pawn majority on the queen side, and black has a very comfortable position. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about chess, training, or want to request a different opening video, follow me on Instagram. And more importantly, hope you guys were entertained.